Hello, everyone. We're here today with Sierra Madre Gold and Silver. We have Alex Langer and Greg Liller, and so they've got a couple of projects in Nayarit, Mexico. Let's take a deeper dive and look at Sierra Madre. Alex, tell us a little bit about the two projects you have, Latigoro and Tepic.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sierra Madre Gold and Silver is an exploration future development company, and we are focused on acquiring high-grade, quick-to-production value assets in the state of Nayarit in Mexico. So the two projects we have, one is Tepic and the other is Latigoro. Tepic had a historic resource of just over 18 million ounces of silver equivalent. Also 31,000 meters of drilling. We have all that, and a bunch of metallurgical work that came out quite positive. Latigoro is our newest acquisition. We acquired that from Grupo Mexico. Latigoro is a high-grade past-producing mine during its last incarnation as a mine in the early 90s. The head grade was over 10.5 grams gold and over 350 grams silver. So it's never seen any modern exploration techniques. We started to apply those here recently, and the results have been quite positive. So we're quite excited.
Excellent. Greg, I'll move on to you. You're the technical brain behind Sierra Madre. This is sort of a less technical question maybe to start with, but maybe you can tell us a little bit about the topography of these projects.
Tepic is pretty gentle, all things said and done in Mexico, which is mountains never are, but it's on the flanks of one set of mountains. We also actually have some recent basalt volcanic cones on the project too, but overall it's easy. We can get to all our target areas. The east side, again, it's good access onto the flanks of the mountain. That area had never seen any work. We've now got a nice target, or Tauna's target, defined over there. But no, it's reasonably gentle. Latigoro is starting to get up into the Sierra Madres proper. It's rugged, but again, we have good access. We've just started a drilling program. The rigs are currently at Tepic. We started out with one drill rig. We've now moved a second one in, and this one's great. It's man portable. I think we'll have a video up fairly soon on that. And it's got, what is there, like 3 guys to a side or 4 guys to a
Pretty
side.
much, yeah.
And they're hoofing it up the side of this mountain, carrying the whole thing up.
Wow.
And it's completely capable of drilling the H size core that we want. It'll go from H to B or H to N to B, but we'll get a depth range well over anything we need. I think it's around 700 meters in depth. So it's quite a handy little tool to have. So we'll be employing the one rig that is on skids. You drag it around with a backhoe or a log skidder. And then this other one we'll be using for the locations that don't have a road into them now. So no, it's we've managed to do all our work so far and never had topography be a problem.
Excellent. If we can touch a little bit on sampling and trenching, I know that you've been doing a fair bit of that, and maybe for people who are less familiar with what that is and what kind of information you can gather from it, maybe you can tell us a little bit about that work that you've been doing recently.
Yeah, you got to do your sampling in a proper manner. You have to take a representative sample. It's fine to take little chips and maybe hydrate it a bit when you're first looking for stuff just to try to find a target. But it's very important after that when you're getting into defining your drill targets to get a representative sample. In our trenches, we excavate them down into bedrock, and then we're using portable rock saws, gasoline-powered rock saws. They look kind of like a chainsaw. And we cut channels that you can stick a 2x4, most of the time 4x4, into those things, and then you get a really good continuous channel out of that, and it's basically the same as a drill hole. We do all our what they call QA/QC, quality assurance, quality control. We submit blanks standards. I like to do a lot of check assaying of actual samples, sending them to a second lab for analysis, so you can compare it back. That way you can see if you've got, sometimes we get nuggets and that'll show up as differences. So far all our work's pointing to the fact that we don't have that issue. But no, taking your samples is extremely important to have good quality control.
Yeah, what's great about those trenches is you can actually use them in the upcoming NI 43-101 resource report. The way we've done them and combining them with drilling will give you the 2 data points that you need. As I mentioned earlier, Tepic has a historic resource of just over 18 million ounces of silver equivalent. So we want to expand on that. So the drilling and the trenching that Greg and the team has been doing is exploration. So it's really, truly quite exciting. At Tepic, we went from about 3.5 kilometers strike length to about 12 now, and that's the areas that we're drilling as we speak.
Is it too early to talk a little bit about potential in terms of growth for Tepic, given what you've seen so far?
Well, I think just the very fact that when we got this thing, the previous operators had basically thought there was about 3.5 kilometers or so of mineralized structures, and they didn't do any real geologic mapping. They had no base map. They had no survey control. That's the first things that we established. And when we started mapping, it was pretty obvious the area that they had done the work in had a lot more mineralized structures than what their work had indicated. And I think we went from 3.5 kilometers to well over 12 just in that one area alone. So yeah, I mean, that gives you an idea as to the size of increase that we should be seeing. The east area, like I said, Tonus, they didn't even know about. The northern area, as we call it, we've got a couple of good targets with some good results that have been returned up there. We got a lot of basalt cover up there from these younger basalt flows. Fortunately, in the areas where we've actually dug trenches, it turned out that the basalt was only a meter or 2 thick. And underneath that, we've gotten 680 grams equivalent silver in some of the sampling that we've done. So yeah, we're definitely going to be drilling that shortly. And then we've got other areas, the southeast, the locals tell us there's old mine workings there that again hadn't received any work. So we've got one of our senior geologists is over there looking at that now. We've got another area, Mesa, Colorado, that's over in the southwest corner of the project. So there's just a lot more going on there than what the previous operators' work indicated. So yeah, I would hope it would be a lot bigger.
So it sounds like very busy, lots of exciting times coming for Sierra Madre. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about where Latigoro stands right now and what we can look forward to there.
Latigoro, again, we've started our trenching program there. We hope to finish up the first go around of drilling at Tepic into this month. We've already laid out our drill holes where we want to drill them over there. We've got an agreement with the Ejido in place for exploration, and we just received our drilling permits from Semernap for 30 drill pads, which we'll be able to get multiple holes on. So yeah, we'll be moving there at the end of the month, drill 15 or so holes there, and then move back to Tepic while we wait on assay results there. And we're just going to keep moving these rigs back and forth, back and forth. I like to, as long as we're hitting good results, I see no reason to stop. As soon as we're pretty much there in terms of being able to define the targets that we have, then we'll start in on resource reports for both these projects.
Excellent. That's probably a great way to segue into and then wrap up. Alex, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what the catalysts are over the next sort of 12 months and what investors can look forward to?
Absolutely. So we still have over $10 million in the bank, which is great. This drilling program should take up between 4 to 5 million is kind of what we budgeted. So it leaves quite a bit of cash left over as well. So in terms of catalysts, at Tepic, we're going to be having drilling results. Obviously, there's 2 drill rigs turning. Culmination will be an NI 43-101 resource report, which is kind of due middle of the year. That's 2022. If drilling's going really well, as Greg just mentioned, that'll be pushed into Q3, which is fine by us, just means things are going well. And then over at Latigoro, we'll be drilling there next month, and we have really strong potential for a discovery hole there. So our fingers are crossed. Our technical team says we already have a discovery, but I'd like to see it in drilling. At the same time, we are looking to grow. We've done 2 acquisitions so far, and we're continuing to look at accretive acquisitions that can help us achieve that goal of moving into production quicker and getting up to 100 million ounces of silver, all within the similar area. So there's going to be lots coming over the next 12 months.
Sounds like some exciting times ahead for Sierra Madre. Thanks to both of you, Greg and Alex, and appreciate that and look to follow up.